Joining me right now is UFC flyweight newcomer Jeff Molina. Jeff, man, it's been a while. How are you feeling?
I'm good, man. How you doing?
Good, man. Let's start off first with 2020 Glory MMA Breakout Professional and Best Teammate Awards. You came off with two awards, man. I don't think that happens too often. What means more to you?
Uh, I think the best teammate award, man. Honestly, those I texted Kraus after that night. Both those awards meant a lot, man. Getting that recognition, and I love what I do, man, and being able to help my teammates better themselves in their careers, and selfishly, I get better from coaching and helping my teammates out. So both those awards meant a lot. I can't pick one over the other, but they did just mean a lot.
It does mean a lot because that room is just stacked full of killers and UFC guys, all the major promotions, and to have you grab that award last year, if I got it, I would be overwhelmed.
Yeah, dude, I was stoked, man. I felt like a little, dude, honestly, it might have felt as good as getting a contract. It felt really good, man. And it's just it makes me look forward to what's to come.
Yeah, getting the recognition from your peers, I think, means more than anything, more than like my opinion or a fan's opinion or anybody out there.
For sure. Kraus says this all the time, but he doesn't give out many compliments, man. So when you get one of those, you take it to heart for sure.
For sure, man. All right, let's go back. Last summer, Contender Series, an incredible fight. You get the contract. You said you were targeting to return or to make your UFC debut later that year. What happened, man? What was the delay?
Yeah, man. So I think 2 days after Contender Series, I signed a fight. It was Zaruk. November 14th was the date. There was a couple injuries, but we were going to fight through them. A couple weeks out from the fight, Zaruk gets COVID. We rescheduled for January 20th, and then I catch the vid, and he decided to fight somebody else instead of rescheduling for the third time. So yeah, man, that was a bummer. I'm not gonna lie, that kind of sucked. Back-to-back camps, and there was no payoff. And this is what have you done for me lately, sport. So I felt like I was riding some momentum off Contender Series, and that I was losing that momentum by not fighting and being able to compete and do what I love. But you just gotta control what you can, and I felt like I've done a good job of doing that in these past couple months.
Yeah, it's like your opponent gets COVID, then you get COVID, and then you guys don't even actually get to fight each other, and now you got a new opponent. And I want to get into the COVID. I heard it hit you pretty bad, man. How was it?
Yeah, it wasn't fun, man. It definitely affected me more than I thought it would. I was kind of talking shit on COVID. I was like, man, if I get it, they won't touch me, dude. I'm an athlete. I work out every day. I take supplements, zinc, vitamin D, multivitamins. I'm a pretty healthy guy. I don't drink. But yeah, it fucked me up. I think it was because I was cutting weight for the fight. I was about 2-3 weeks out, so I was starting to lower the calorie intake and cut weight, and maybe my immune system was a little shocked from that. So when I got it for sure uppercutted me in the face. It reminded me of me talking shit on it.
So you go into quarantine, and then after the quarantine, you get out. How long after that did you decide to, go back into training?
I did almost like a full 2 weeks. I think it was 13 days exact. You hear of some fighters with like long-term effects, or people in general with long-term effects, like it affects everyone different. So that was something I was kind of worried about. I've heard of like athletes having long-term effects with their lungs, like Hazmat Shmaev was having some craziness. So the day before I came back to the MMA gym, I went to the regular gym and hopped on a treadmill to kind of test the lungs out. I'm like, all right, let's see if they're up to par and still working fine. And I felt good, man. I felt good.
That's good, man. I'm glad to hear that because most recently Volkanovski, he had his title fight canceled because of COVID, and like you said, Hamzat, and then Cody Garbrandt. He's been out for a long time with these long effects. So it's good to see, man. You're back healthy. You get back into training. Did they offer you the fight right away?
I think it was like a week or two after coming back.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah, a week or two. We were in talks with certain dates and stuff, but I think it was about 2 weeks after coming back to training.
How was your third training camp?
It's been long, man. It's been long, but I'm just excited, man, to get in there. I've dreamt of my debut since I was a kid and what a like monumental historic event to be able to fight on and compete for the first time as a UFC athlete.
Yeah, no doubt, man. UFC 261, a massive card. You get to go to Jacksonville, Florida. I guess the wait, was worth it in some ways.
Yeah. I would have liked this to be my second go around
Hmm.
or my third go around. Even at that point, I like to stay pretty active. But man, I just got to control what I can, and I can't control catching COVID. I can't control my opponent catching COVID. I can only control on my training, getting better, and that's what I've done.
All right, now you're facing Aoriqileng. That's how you pronounce his name. I actually interviewed him.
Oh man, dude, good. At least I know how to fucking pronounce his name,
Yeah,
dude. I
his
didn't want to
name is
butcher his
not
name.
two separate
Archie
words.
Long.
Yeah,
It's
Aoriqileng.
one. Okay.
Yeah, so like
Right
on
on.
Tapology, his name is written wrong. It's backwards. His
I was
name
saying
is just
Keeling
one word.
Aori, but
Yeah.
that's not it. No,
No,
Archie
it's
Long.
it's
Right
actually
on.
the last name, and you put it first, and you say Aoriqileng. That's how you're supposed to say it, I
Okay.
guess. So I guess
Cool.
we learned
I
something.
felt
I didn't
bad
even know that.
butchering his name. I mean, I'm gonna fight the dude, but I still felt bad butchering his name. He's got a cool nickname though, man.
Yeah.
The Mongolian Murder. That's
Yeah,
sweet.
yeah. Info is always scarce on Chinese fighters, right? Especially if they're debuting. What have you found out about them?
Man, there wasn't much tape early on into the camp. There was a lot of unknowns, but my coach James Krause is not only a wizard on the mats but off the mats, and he was able to find some footage, and we got the information we needed.
All right, for sure, man. Now, he's a guy that was at the UFC Academy in Shanghai. He's the product of that facility. It brings some interest, you know what I mean? I'm pretty sure this is going to be a narrative going into the fight. Is this guy, he represents that gym. It's not even a gym, it's an academy. It's weird, you know what I mean? They're like producing fighters, which is not something that they've been doing in any other country.
Yeah, man. I for sure think they're trying to build talent out there. I think eventually they're going to do the same thing in Mexico, building a PI and building talent and trying to build that market up. It's good. It's good, man. I think there's like one or two other fighters from that PI fighting on the same card. So, the UFC is good at marketing people, and unfortunately, he's got to fight me. So, maybe after this, he'll be able to build himself up and get that star quality the UFC wants. But he's got me in the way.
Yeah, man, it's a good opportunity, and I've noticed that he's been fighting at bantamweight and he's dropping down to flyweight this time. I don't think he's done that before. Does an opponent missing weight, ever cross your mind heading into a fight?
Yeah, I'd be lying if I said it hasn't crossed my mind. But not like in like, oh, if he misses weight, I'm not fighting him. More of like, if he misses, I get part of his check. But yeah, the thoughts crossed my mind. But he's fought catch weights like a 130 before, and he's fought like Kai Kara France at a catch weight. So I'm sure he can make the weight. I'm sure the PI is using all the wicked science they have and the nutritionist and all that to ensure he makes the limit.
Have you gotten to take advantage of the PI in the last 8 months or so?
Yeah, I've been down there a couple times. Got some like PT done, and got my little aura ring there, and
Okay.
yeah, for sure. I've gotten to take advantage of dude. It's like fucking Disneyland for fighters, man. They got everything you need. So yeah, I've gotten to use it.
All right. Have you done any tests while you're
I
there?
haven't done the testing.
Mhm.
I was gonna do it back in November, but I was kind of it was like it was like 2 weeks after the fight got called off. So I was being a fat kid, and I was like, I don't want to go in there like 2 weeks of binge eating like. But yeah, I do plan on going down there and getting like the VO2 max testing done and stuff.
Yeah, so it's been a while, man, around 8 months. So, there's got to be some development. Where do you feel like you've, advanced throughout that time?
Yeah. To be honest, everywhere, man. I've always prided myself in being a mixed martial artist and not just the stand-up guy people think I am. And I kind of think that's why the UFC matched me and Aoriqileng up
Yeah, perfect.
was because they think it's gonna be a strike fest, right? Two really good strikers. But I've gotten better everywhere, and I'm just excited to show off the improvements.
Yeah, I think that's like you said, matchmaking is like you guys are both strikers. You guys can knock each other out, but then at the same time, if you wanted to go to the ground, you could go to the ground and get into some crazy scrambles. And that's why I'm looking forward to this fight, because the flyweights, they seem like they collect all the bonuses.
Yeah, absolutely, man. It's a tough night to try to get a bonus on, but I've always been that type of fighter, man. I've never been in a boring fight. I'm 23 or 24 fights deep, and I've never been in a boring fight, man. So, um, yeah, I know what a good performance can entail, and man, I don't know. I feel like I waited my whole life for this, so I'm excited to get the opportunity to change my life next week.
The emotions, man. Can you describe that a little bit more? You know what I mean? Because I know every fighter has different emotions when they enter their UFC debut. What are yours like?
It's excitement, man. It's anxiousness, a little bit of nerves always going into a fight, but I would say it's excitement and anxiousness. Like I'm just ready to go, man. Like if weight wasn't a thing, like I'd fight tomorrow. You know, I'm in shape. I'm ready to go. Um, yeah, so just pure excitement and anxiousness. Um, I want to say it feels different than like contender series or a regional fight, but not really. It's always excitement when it gets like 3 weeks out, 2 weeks out. It's like you're in shape. You just gotta cut weight. Like you just want to go, you know.
Yeah, walking out for the first time in that crowd, I think 15,000 fans, like that's got to be something that you're anticipating, man. Because I've cornered guys in the past, and I'm nervous walking out. There's not 15,000 fans. There's like maybe like a couple hundred. It's still nerve wracking.
Yeah, John. I think cornering's a little different, man, because I get fucking so nervous for my guys, like teammates, just because like everything's out of your control, you know, like there's nothing you can do. I mean, there is, but there's really nothing you can do to help them at that point. Just verbal commands and words, and uh, that aspect's a little different. But yeah, I treat every fight the same. You know, whether it's in front of just Dana and like 3 people, or if it's on the regional scene in front of 1,000 or 500, whatever it is. A fight's a fight. I was looking forward to experiencing James Krause's cornering at the Apex, in a quiet arena, just because I didn't get to experience it for Contender Series. Um, but man, you know, 15,000 fans, you can't beat that. I'm excited to feel the energy of 15,000 people that have been waiting for a live event for over a year. So I'm looking forward to it.
Do you do a lot of visualization ahead of fights?
Yeah, absolutely, man. That's something I've really done like hard like these last 3 years, like a lot, like especially when I get to that 3 week period, that's kind of like all I do, besides training, obviously. But like when I'm not training, that's what I'm doing. Like I'm not playing video games. I'm not binge watching. Actually, that's not true. I am binge watching stuff, but like it's a lot of visualization, man. It's a lot of visualizing like every possible scenario in the fight, like me getting rocked and having to shoot to a single leg, to a tie up, to get my wits back, like, you know, visualizing the worst and the best possible scenario, so that way when one of those does happen, it's not something I haven't seen before. You know, there's not an unknown there.
Yeah, that's interesting what you said. You visualize many different scenarios. A lot of guys, I think they only visualize winning, and that could hurt
Yeah,
them.
for sure, man. Like if you're only used to being the hammer, the second you're the nail, it's like,
Mm-hmm.
oh fuck, I've never been here, you know.
Mm-hmm.
And being the nail is not fun. So if you're not used to that, man, you know, it's a lot easier to give up your neck or something to get out of there. So that thought doesn't cross my mind just because I've been there a million times.
So what do you expect, man? What kind of performance are we going to be seeing from you in your UFC debut?
Man, I think this is the fight where I piece it all together. Like I said earlier, I think I'm known as like a stand-up fighter, and I'm excited to show off that I'm a mixed martial artist, and I think one day I'll be the champ of this division, and I'm excited to put on a performance that validates that. And prediction, I see a second round finish. He's not used to that flyweight pace. Again, he's fought at catch weight, bantamweight, but I've been a flyweight since I was 15, 14, you know, fighting. I fought at 120 when I was like 15. So I'm used to that pace. I'm going to put that pace on him. I think I'm going to break him. And I don't know if it'll be a sub, KO, or TKO, but it'll be a finish in a second.
All right, man. Exciting. April 24th, UFC 261, Jacksonville, Florida. Man, it's great speaking with you again. And hopefully we do many of these in the future, in the many years coming forward, man.
Heck yeah, man. Thanks again for having me, brother.
Take a move in the ring. You can hit me with a